Okay, everybody thought I was going to leave him hanging, but I was just making sure we were live first before we.
Right.
And my fat thumbs couldn't type G. Parker's Arcade Room into my phone fast enough.
Yeah, well, we made it. We made it live.
We made it live, and we've got a lot to go over tonight. Shoot, I mean, what excitement this last week was with the grand finale.
Oh, it was.
And we have a little surprise for you. First thing I want to do is, first I got to get back to the chat room. Do we got many people in here? Of course, they can see it on the playback, but
yeah, we got some people here. Let's see. Chaos is here. Retro Man Randy Savage from across the pond. Snoochie Bootie's brother Savage. Derek's here.
Nostalgia Neapolitan Megaverse. I think I've seen him somewhere else here lately. So.
Oh yeah, Derek noticed my scenery changing.
Yeah, I've been working on that too, and I got my Looney Tunes on because Bart and I are definitely Looney Toony.
That's true right there. That is true. Oh, Kelly's here. Says me.
Classic gaming. Yeah. Well, listen, here's what I'd like to do. Let's get straight to it. If you're not here to watch it now, you guys can watch it, and those can watch it in replay. Mr. Postile, you can listen to it. But I'll tell you what, we got a little surprise for you. Rick, the Champagne Room, took and we got another guest in the back. You'll give us just a minute. If you can hear us, give us a thumbs up, and we'll bring you in here as soon as we show this video clip. And if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and add this to the stream. And let's take a look at this because this is real special. You're going to get to see what was sent out live by Champagne Room on Twitch. I was able to capture that video that he saved, and I got it for you here tonight. So here is the Champagne Room winning the tournament.
Button, I should be good to play. Classic Rock King. That's okay. Yeah, I was gonna say Classic Rock Game. You gotta be Classic Rock King, I'm guessing. You put up a lot of good scores, man. Thanks for the good luck. I appreciate it. Like I said, this is gonna be like good high score or a really low score. I'm gonna probably drain the ball in the hot winds. Most likely. so we'll see. Let's see. What else is in here? We got G. Parker in here. Thanks, guys. I must say that I was practicing on the tournament mode last night, and it's hard. The tournament mode's hard, so I know the physics are a little different in tournament mode, so we'll see. I was just doing the practice mode, and I think that's just like arcade physics. Alright, take another sip here, let's do this. Dry my hands a little. Alright, this might not last long. Story of my life. Here we go. That dog will be toasted. Ball saved. That was a terrible first shot. Totally missed it. That's good. Have to sneak in. Come on, see that multi-ball. Oh, whoo, saved it. My crane was in the way. Come on, get that multi-ball. Oh. Come on, I need that multi-ball. Yes. Whew. All right, here we go. Come on, give me that jackpot. Come on. Yes, there we go. I think I just won the tournament, guys. I think I just won. Yeah. Just won it, baby. Yes, baby. Yes. I live stream too. Thank you, guys. Yes.
Tournament results. Tournaments. Active tournaments.
Yes, baby. Look at that score. Heck yeah. I thought I lost the ball for a sec there. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Woo! All right. Damn, dude, I was so worried for that. I'm not gonna lie, I was stressed. I was stressing today. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. And hey, balls is slapping, man. All you guys, great players. We had a lot of great players this whole tournament. Whew. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream. After the first train run away, you had to be nervous. Yeah, I knew though that yeah, I was actually. I'm like, is this the way this game's gonna go? But man, whew. All right. Well, thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. I'm gonna end the stream though.
Now, I just got to say, one of the reasons I let that play through is it was exciting to watch him play. You know, this is the first time I've set up a tournament where when it got down to the wire, we actually got to see it. I was watching it live, as was Bart, and I think a few of us, others of us were. But I think the highlight of that reel, though, is him winning, of course. But I'll tell you what, this guy put his heart and soul into it. You could see before and after the intensity, but yet also the sportsmanlike conduct that he expressed by giving a shout out to Balls of Slapping and to all the other players and stuff. What a great guy. And with that being said, I'm going to add him to the stream. There he is. And while we're there, I don't want to leave out our good friend here. I'm going to let him talk, but let me just real quick, let me add our good friend Gaming Word Warrior. He's been waiting a long time to get in the green room, sitting there by himself. But I'm going to turn it over real quick. Mike, we'll get to you in a minute, but I want to put you in a solo layout here. And Rick, talk to us. Tell us, man. Hey, come on. That's the guy. That's the man.
That was nerve-wracking just watching that again because, like I said, I was nervous most of the day. I practiced, a couple nights before, and I would say like once. Well, first off, I was trying to beat about 3 million balls of slapping head. So about once every, I'd say 5 to 8 times, I would get over 3 million. So I knew it was kind of doable, but it wasn't automatic. Thank you. And but doing it live stream was so much more nerve-wracking than I thought it would be. I actually left to use the bathroom for 1 minute, and I came back, and there were like 6 people watching. I thought there'd be 1 or 2 at most. So I was I appreciate you guys showing up and watching, and great tournament. Yeah, definitely. Just I had a lot of fun and totally nerve-wracking to say the least. But yeah, that's about it.
Well, I just, again, I want to give Mike and Bart a chance to say something, but I want to thank you very much for your sportsmanlike conduct, for the way you showed up every week. You're a pleasure to have with our group here playing this, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a good player and having a good time. Bart, you got anything you want to throw at him?
Yeah, I do. After watching of course, when we watched it live, we couldn't interact, with you. You could talk, but we couldn't. So I had to ask you. We had talked before, I think, about the importance of trying to get that multi-ball going, and you got the multi-ball, and how nerve-wracking was it every time you hit it up there and you didn't get the multi-ball and it's coming down? One of those times it almost went to the up lane, and it's like, oh my gosh, another try. You're like, oh, that.
You heard me say it. I'm like, give me the multi-ball. How many times? Because, when I practiced that, once I got the multi-ball, that wasn't really the hard part, was getting the jackpot. It was the getting the multi-ball was really the hard part. So I was just thinking, I'm like, well, now I'm going to make the hard part or the easy part hard, aren't I? That's what I was honestly thinking. So, no, that's the wild thing about that table too, is because it has that wrecking ball. It's always a little different, so I don't know many tables that have something like that makes, has that like quality, I'd say. Yeah.
And I don't know how many times I've been in that same position where, because multi-ball is key in Junkyard. It's a big score, and you get it ready. And how many times have I drained trying to just start the dang multi-ball? And I was feeling it with you when I was watching. I'm like, oh no, one of these times he's going to get a bad bounce. But great job.
Thank you.
I just want to jump in and say that when Bart and we talked, obviously, throughout this whole tournament, picking the tables. I think the original first 10 weeks, I think I just sat down and drafted the tables. But then when it came down to the end, and I sent them over to Bart for his approval. We looked at them. But when it came down to the end, Bart and I really put our heads together. And I think the reason and I'm going to tell them the truth, Bart, we said we're picking Junkyard because it sucks. we said we're picking Junkyard because, and I think you can see in the text, if I could show you the text I sent him, I said, let's make it hurt. Let's make it hurt real bad.
I can't. What was the other table? We were tossing around Junkyard, and there was another one that's typically an easier.
Is it Funhouse?
It was a easier high score. Oh, Back to the Future, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you can score a lot of points, but then we said, no, Junkyard can be a make it or break it at any moment. So let's,
especially with one ball.
Let's
make everybody gets, and it kind of made it where you could be lucky or you could be, but if you're going to be the pinball wizard for the FX3 tournament, Mike, what do you think? Mike, Mike's been sitting back here patient. Mike, what do you think of all this? What do you make of all this?
Oh, it was definitely a great game to watch. I got to watch it later. Finally found out, I can download Twitch on my Xbox, so I watched it from there. And that was a good game, Champagne Room. Really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, kept it exciting.
See, that's another thing I was nervous about was beating the score. I'm glad I did that, but I was so nervous I was going to put up a shit score. Just just wet the bed. So
right.
I can tell you were entertaining naturally, and I know what you mean because I just shot a video today that I put up on my channel of playing some at games, the online pinball games, and I was getting some great scores. And I said, "Well, I'll hook up the video capture card and I'll do a video real quick. Put out a video, remind people about the at games thing." I couldn't hit a pinball to save my soul.
Yeah, it's pretty brave of you, Greg. I watched that video. It's pretty brave of you to bring it up and encourage more people to go watch it.
Yeah. Well, if you want to watch people fail, watch my channel. If you want to see people really fail, go watch Mr. Postile.
Yeah. Hey, I do want to say this though. Champagne Room, Rick, you won the real tournament, but I'm thinking it's Greg's current Medieval Madness is the real tournament where me and Mike are sitting above you on that score. So I think that's the one that counts. All those other games, that's nothing. Mike was devastated when he saw my score. I beat him so badly. Nearly 500,000 points. Oh, is that the trophy?
This is the trophy. Of course, Balls of Slappin's going to come off and Champagne Room's going to go on. It's going to have, of course, 2023. But that is the trophy. I get it from a little trophy shop down here, and they make them up for me. And I just thought it was it's not a pinball or anything, but it's kind of a cute little fun trophy. Kind of got that FX animation to it. So that's been kind of, and I thought about changing it and printing one up, but I don't know. Balls of Slappin really liked it, and I know he'll listen to this on the playback. So, Bill, if you're listening, I know you really would have liked to have had that third one lined up, but hey, man, he got you. That's all I was to say. And how do I get this off? Okay.
Sorry, Bill.
Okay, there you go. So, there you go, folks.
That's an awesome looking trophy. I like that. I really like that. I'm excited.
That's the first time I've seen it. So that's really neat.
Well, I've had it. I just be honest with you. I lose stuff on my computer, and I spent today fixing your video that I just showed, Rick, and then I searched all over till I could find the picture because, of course, I sent it off to Balls of Slappin'. And I said, well, what the hell did I do with the picture? I was about ready to call him up or text him and say, hey, can you take a picture of it and send it to me? But I didn't have to, so I got it.
Can I say another thing, though? One thing I really liked about this tournament is I found a couple tables that I didn't know I liked as much. I think Monster Bash might be my new favorite table. That's a great table. Playing I really like tables that give you like satisfying jackpots, if that makes sense, where it's like you can just combo and you just keep hearing jackpot. I just love that, and I think that table really, really does that. Hits the spot.
Yeah, that is a great table. It's one of my favorites.
My Stranger Things real pinball machine. That's one of the things I like about it. When you get in a multi-ball and you get certain things that you hit, which don't ask me what they are. Shit, I don't know. But I know that, and I think you were up here and played it, Bart. It screams at you. Jackpot, super duper son of a gun jackpot.
Yeah.
Crazy. I love it.
Triple jackpot. Oh yeah. I love that. I've there's a place down the street that has the new Godzilla pinball machine. I've been playing that a little bit, and they've got a couple multi-ball modes where you get some good jackpots like that. I haven't played the Stranger Things table yet. I want to play that. I love that show, so I want to play that.
Yeah, that's a fun table.
Who makes that again? I think I asked you again before, but who makes that table?
That's
Which
Stern.
one now?
Your Stranger Things. Is that Stern?
Yeah, Stern.
Oh, Stranger Things. I'm sorry, I spaced out for a minute. Yeah, it's a Stern. It's a Stern.
It is
table.
Stern. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great.
I thought
table.
maybe it was Jersey Jack. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, when we left Greg's house, Kelly tried to sneak it into our trunk, but Greg caught her.
Yeah, but she did something worse. She did something almost worse than stealing it. There's a game you can play on there. It's got different games you can play. And one of them's called I forget what it's called, but it just starts with a multi-ball, and it's all until you drain them all. You try to get these points, and your name gets to go on the DMD when you do it. There's different modes to get your name on the DMD, and I set that one up for her because I think my oldest son, had got his name on there when he was in town, and Kelly knocked him off. Now, I've had some pinball players out here lately that are what I'd call really good pinball players, and I said, hey, knock this gal's name off the board. I'll give you a shot at her name. It's Kelly. And they said, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Nope.
I can take you out there right now. Her name's still on the board. And that's been since September, Bart?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody's taken her name off that board.
Yeah. It was October, actually. It was just before Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in October. But yeah. Yeah. Kelly did so good in that little, I didn't even try because I'm like, I'm just going to embarrass myself even worse than the games that we were playing. And me and Greg and our wives were playing, and me and Greg were fighting for third place while the girls were getting first and second.
We played a fun one while we were here too. We both stood at Bart can't do it. He didn't have the room, but the husband and wife, one of you takes the left flipper, one takes the right flipper, and you stand next to each other, and you play a game. But you only got one flipper. Your spouse has got the other flipper, and that can cause a family argument real quick.
Yeah, that's how you end up in one bedroom and she has the other bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to rearrange the whole room in here to turn my pinball table to get it away from the wall so I could get my fat ass in there to get to the one flipper button. But it is a fun game though. It's fun. It's a fun way to play. But
I think you guys have done tournaments like that, right? Or done like tournaments with your spouses. You talked about before, yeah.
Yeah.
Real pinball tournaments, I should say.
Now my plan for the future is on these. And I think Bart is in agreement with me on this. We've kind of talked about it a little bit. Is we'll do another one like this again, but it's a lot to commit to for 12, 13 weeks, and so I doubt that. I want to give a hats off again to Bart because he did all the heavy lifting. He kept track of everything in the spreadsheets and all, and I mean I got to thank him heavily for that. But I think we will do it again. I think we'll take a little break from it. But in the meantime, I think each week that we're on, and we're going to talk more about some changes going on with that in a minute. But I think I'm planning on still setting up tournaments that I'm hoping that our viewers will participate in, just for giggles, and kind of keep everybody into playing. And the beauty is we can set up, you can only set up one FX3 tournament at a time under a username, but we can also set some up on FX. So I may announce each week just something for fun. Maybe we'll just, but nothing that we got to keep track of winners or losers and worry about. But, we can announce winners' names every week. You get your name on our show, or 5 or 6 people get to see it.
Yeah. Mike would shave your name into the back of his hair, but me and Greg I would do it, but I'm bald, but so we'll get. If you win a tournament, Mike will shave your name into the back of his head, and then each week he has to grow it back out, though.
Well, you better hope Balls a Slapping does not win that tournament.
Michael, I have to wear a hat to work all week.
I'll let you shave it in my back because I've been told I'm Sasquatch. I mean, you get to be my age, you got more hair growing out of your ears than you do on the top of your head.
Yeah, I hear you. So,
go ahead, Bart.
No, I was just gonna say, did we want to go on to the next phase of this?
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Bart, did you want to talk about phase 2?
Yeah, we got a drawing to do, right?
Well, that's right. I was thinking something different. My apologies. Yes, okay. I almost forgot about this. Okay, yeah. This is my Mario popcorn bucket. Okay, when I went to see the Mario movie, they didn't give it to you. It cost you a fortune, but I had to have it. So I took Bart's spreadsheets from each week and I cut them up. And I cut the names out each time you joined. You were in now. Maximum 10 times in. The after thing didn't count. It's just, so some people's names are on here 10. Sometimes they're 6, 5, 2, 1. And I was supposed to pull Bart, mine, Kelly, and Cheryl's out. And I forgot to because I got busy cutting. So if I draw one of those names, I will destroy it and draw another name. So anyway, I'm going to reach in, and you can see here, I'll just let you know that this is a bucket full of little tiny pieces of paper because I cut them out of a spreadsheet. And there's hundreds of them in here. So, anyway. So I'm going to reach in here, and your name was in here for every time you played. You're going to get a $25 gift card to either Steam or the Nintendo store. And I hope you want it. I just want to stir them up real good, and I won't look that way. I don't want anybody to say anything there. There we go.
Drum roll.
Yep.
They're so damn little. I haven't even looked at it yet. So can you see it? Is it not showing up?
No.
I can't. It's blurry. I can't see it.
Okay. Well, VASTEE. That's the one I couldn't never pronounce. VASTEE. Vaseline, yeah. VASTEELINE. And I ask people for their contact information throughout the season, and he is one person that I do have his contact information. So I don't see, and he has been in the chat before. So have you seen him here?
I haven't seen him here today, but yeah, and he played, I think, every week, didn't he?
I remember him putting up some good scores.
Yeah.
I think he was above midway. I think he was midway or above.
Yeah.
But anyway, there it is, Vaseline. Cool. And, I hate to tell you this. If you're listening, Poe, I did a practice run before you came. I pulled your name out of here 5 times.
No, you pulled his name out of there, and then you threw him on the floor. You didn't put him back in the bucket. That was the problem.
Oh, shoot, there they are.
Let's see. He ended up he had 12 total points throughout I think he played every week. So,
yeah, he was in there 10 times. It seems to me
that
that
was to rub it in.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it makes sense. The people who played every week had the best chance of winning. So,
yeah,
that's good. Chaos said he was lagging. So it's at Vaseline, however you pronounce it. The VAST person.
Well, I'll get a hold of him, and Rick will tell you, I hope they pick Steam. I said I do basically anything that I can email. I'll tell you what, I got with Rick this afternoon, and if you're a friend of mine, if we're friends on Steam, would it take us about 30 seconds to get your gift card to you, Rick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, real quick.
Yeah, click, click, boom. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Well,
if,
now,
Adam,
I did
if you're
find
not
out.
friends, Adam.
I did find out something when I was checking for Rick and I got on Steam. I realized I had some friend requests because I hadn't checked Steam in a while, and I clicked accept them. Some of you may be in here today, and I apologize. I just didn't get to it, and I found out if it was one of those people, they were ineligible to get a gift from me because you have to be friends for like 48 or 72 hours before you can send them a gift. So if
Really?
if Vaseline is not my friend on Steam and that's what he wants, he's going to have to wait, which I hate because that's why I got with Rick today, and I said I want to get this over with. I want that chapter closed.
Right? Yeah, see, I'd never be able to send anything to Poe because I unfriend him about every other day.
Yeah,
So I've never been his friend for more than 48 hours in a row.
I know. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is.
Poe.
So, any other things to bring up pinball related? I know this was the big excitement for tonight, was to bring this up before I move on to other areas of interest that we may want to discuss since Mike's here. And
Right. No, I mean, yeah, I think I think you said enough. Yeah, we plan on doing at least, a couple of these longer tournaments a year, and having smaller tournaments in between. Because like Greg said, it's not a huge thing out of our life, but it is, what is this, 14 weeks now, right? To all the way till this show.
well, every Sunday I had to be home at noon to get it set up because I like to keep my word. People are looking forward to it. Matter of fact, one week I had an internet problem, which totally admit was my problem. I unplugged the Ethernet cable from the wall and it just threw everything out of whack, and that freaked me out.
It doesn't work when you do that. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah.
What's that now?
It's weird how when you unplug the Ethernet cable, it suddenly stops working. I don't know.
No. I don't understand that.
Didn't it just Wi-Fi the rest of the way to the wall? I don't know.
It's funny. I would have thought it would have defaulted to the Wi-Fi, but that's why I put Ethernet cabling all down in this downstairs, because I'm with Comcrap. If you know what Comcrap,
yeah.
And it's the only way to go is wired around here. So and then Bart doing the spreadsheet and then doing the show to make the announcements and getting everything going. So it's not like we put a lot of sweat into it, but also I think it makes it a little more fun if you say, hey, I mean, if you ran one once a month, it's a big deal. I got 6 trophies. These are sought after trophies. Since that trophy I just showed you was 2021. I think I did one in, I don't know, I have to get with the Balls of Slap, and I don't know if it's 2020 and 2021. I think I skipped 2022, so I think he has a 2020 and a 2021, and this will be a 2023.
I didn't know you guys have been doing this for that long. I didn't know that. I thought it was just last year or two. Okay.
We weren't. I did this on my own before I even had a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay. Greg did all the other ones were just Greg through Facebook, wasn't it? Through a Facebook group?
Yeah, it was basically when At Games first came out with the Legends Ultimate, which I bought, and then started coming out with the pinball. People were playing a lot of FX. You can play FX pinball on your Legends Ultimate stand-up arcade. And I saw these tournaments, and I was on that Facebook group, and I said, and a bunch of us were chatting and playing, and I said, well, let's step this up a notch. Let's just get playing these 1 week ones. Let's see who's really got the jazz, and we started keeping track and stuff, and that's where it all came about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then probably about a month or so before we started the tournament, was it about right, Greg? We talked about it for like a month. I think Greg brought it up and said he thought he might want to do one, but he'd like me to join in. And I was like, well, heck yeah, I'm all down for it. So we did it. I think he asked Mike, and Mike said, "Screw you, old guy. I don't want to do tournaments with you. Get that bald-headed Texan. He'll do it. He'll do anything as long as Poe's not involved." And No, but we talked about it for about a month before we pulled the trigger and went ahead and did it. And I had a blast. I was glad, when Greg asked me, I thought that was awesome. And
with all the joking aside, if you think about it, Mike does his Gaming Road Warrior. Got to give him a plug. Great channel, great stuff. But Bart and I are basically the two pinball guys originally. Poe is a Atari mainly channel and old retro gaming, and Mike's basically done it all. I mean, if you see his old channel, Mike Seabees, and then the new one where he's just puts together great, well put together videos. So they're just great videos to watch. But what amazes me is when Bart and I started this, and Bart and I started hanging around with them, I think we turned these guys into pinball junkies. And this guy below me here, for somebody that's somewhat a newbie compared to me and Bart on this video pinball, he's knocking some. Bart and I can't. Isn't he kicking your butt real bad on the Medieval Madness tournament? This the private one we got amongst us.
Yeah. Well, Mike was owning on that thing pretty heavily, and then I played and I managed to squeak by him. Yeah, it was funny. I was telling Kelly, it tells you whenever you pass everybody. So as soon as you launch the ball, it says you just passed Poe, and then it didn't tell me that I beat Mike. My last ball drained, and it was adding my bonuses in, and then it says you just beat. And I was like, holy cow! I didn't know how close it was. And what was it, like less than 500,000 points? I ended up.
Yeah,
he had 82,100,000 something, and I had 82,500,000. It's like just squeaked by him. Ooh. But it makes it. Yeah, Derek says we should do a tournament to see who can get the lowest score, so Poe has a chance. I wanted to read that one out just in case Poe's listening to this and not watching it, because
you talk about you launch the ball and you beat Poe. And then you hit one. Then you hit one flipper, hit the ball one time, and it says you just beat Arcade Chaos.
That's if it rolls through the out lane and so it hits the little switch in the out lane, you beat Chaos. If you center drain, he might still have you. But sorry, Chaos. Greg made me say it. The Spooky Zombie Graveyard is in the house. He says, how's everyone doing? Welcome aboard to the fun show.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, nice.
Well, I want to take, before we get, I enjoy these and enjoy all the audience and everything, but we also try not to run too long because we want to lose interest. But I think it's time, if you guys don't mind, and maybe do a little talk about where we're headed while we got a good bunch of people in here in the future, as far as our time slot and our show and what we're going to do. Bart, did you have anything you wanted to start out with? You want me to, talk about the moving our time slot?
Yeah, you can go ahead with it.
Well, I think what we're going to do, and we're going to try this out for a little bit. We're really trying to get, Bart and I are sitting right here in the center of the continental United States, and Mike Seabees, the Gaming Road Warrior, sitting way out on the West Coast, and Mr. Postall sitting way out on the East Coast. And as much as we tease Poe, I got to respect the man. He's a working man. He's a hard-working man. There. And, he's got a family. Mike's got a nice family. They're both working men. I'm unemployable. And Bart's got a great job, but I don't think he's killing himself out there right now.
It's a rough 2-day-a-week job.
Yeah, but Bart does. But Bart does get up early. So, and these Sunday night shows have been kind of taking a toll on him, because he got up at like 3 or 4 o'clock this morning. Now he's still with us at the Central Time, and he's still with us going on 11 o'clock. So the plan is to move the show. It's official now. 6 p.m. Sunday nights, 6 p.m. Central Time. So you guys help me out. What time is that for you, Mike? What are you West Coasters? Is that 2 hours difference?
Yeah, I think that's what you guys were telling me. I think that's
4 o'clock.
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
o'clock.
I
Yep.
think it's 4 o'clock for Mike, and that would be
And
7 for Poe,
7 for Paul.
because Poe gets up in the wee hours of the morning 5 days a week. I do it 2 days a week. He gets up 5 days a week, so that's why he can't ever be here at this time slot. So we're talking about moving it down to 6 o'clock Central. That'd be 7 o'clock Eastern. You guys can do the math wherever you are. 4 o'clock Pacific, and hopefully it'll go well, and it'll be the four of us will have the show, and I think it's going to be fun.
I think the big advantage to this is by having 4 people. First of all, we got a variety of topics, and we're still in the talks of how it's going to be formatted. I mean, we've been pretty loose with this, and I think we're just going to try to stay loose. We're not going to make a bunch of rules up or anything, but we're going to try to, by having 4 of us, we're going to have a little bit more diverse. I mean, I'm sure I will be wanting to talk pinball. Of course, I'm a big Switch user too, so I do a lot of videos on Switch. Bart, I'm sure Bart and I, don't worry, the pinball's not going to go away. Bart and I basically been running a pinball show, but I think Mike brings a lot and Poe bring a lot to us with stuff going on the PlayStation 5, with retro gaming, with all the stuff they've got going on. Matter of fact, I'm going to shut up here for a minute. And Mike, do you want to say anything about, we haven't had you give you a chance to talk much here. Got anything to say about what you're hoping to see come out of the show on moving the time slot and what we might do, the 4 of us?
Yeah, sure. Probably arcades. I'm into arcade cabinets. I don't have any experience like you, Bart, with the arcade 1-ups. I have the actual cabinets that I work on. So if anybody's interested in that, I know I got to fix my Centipede cabinet because it turns on by itself thanks to the power supply being bad. So I had to actually unplug that sucker out. So I'm probably going to.
Wait a second, that's not an orb flying by you, is it? There, I
no.
maybe that's turning that son of a buck on. I don't know. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I love working on arcade machines. So I can probably bring that. I like modern games as well as the Nintendo Switch and of course the PS5 as well. So yeah, I mean, if people want to hear arcade stuff, I'm really into that. And like what Greg said, I'm a newbie at pinball, but I really appreciate it since he got me hooked on it. Love playing pinball now.
Do you have any plans on going to any other conventions?
Oh yeah, there's a Portland one I'm supposed to be attending. So there's another friend we're supposed to go down there to get some retro games. I also want to see if there's any arcade machines that are affordable, because I'm probably going to swap out one of my other machines here to get. I'm like interested in getting a Miss Pac-Man cabinet or Mortal Kombat 2. So those are the 2 I'm trying to look for. But yeah, I plan on going to, because I know there's people that sell arcade machines there that I'm interested in picking up. Or, if the pinball machine is affordable, I might get one. That would mean I would have to get rid of 2 arcade machines here in my my arcade room. So in order to fit a pinball, but I really would love to get a pinball machine in there too. So yeah, plan on doing more conventions, especially next year when we'll have the other Fan Expo. I plan on going.
Cool.
I know one of the big advantages too is not only the fact that of having diversity to talk about, but also I think it allows some. Don't expect. I mean, our hope is to always have all 4 of us on here in the evening. But I know again, Mike and Poe have families. Well, Bart and I both have families, but they got kids at home. Our kids are all gone. But this allows old G Parker or old Off Grid to take a week off and the show will go on, and if we all can't make it, then there's going to be weeks we're going to miss, but we're hoping to put together a Sunday night show, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 on the East Coast, 4 on the West Coast, that everybody will enjoy. And we can get a lot of information out. Bart?
Yeah.
I'm looking up some information real quick, so I'm gonna let you fill in a little time here while I gather some information that I wanted to share.
Yeah, I would just reiterate the same thing. We'll still talk pinball and things that are relevant, but if you're used to us the last 13, 14 weeks, that's what we've been focused on almost entirely because of the tournament. But as you can see, I don't know which way to lean. This isn't just a pinball arcade at the house. We have different games. Like Mike said, he has some real games. I have some arcade one-ups. The one back here playing Donkey Kong, that's a main machine. So there's all kinds of stuff. The iArcade is right here. So we got all kinds of stuff that we can talk about. But it's all gaming related. And so it should be a good time. And for those old timers that have known us for a while, the four of us used to do a show back in the day. So we've known each other for quite a while. But that show kind of went off to the side, and we're deciding to just pick up and start anew with good friends that we all just met on YouTube too. So that's kind of cool.
But
kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say it out loud.
Yeah. But Greg and I, we hung out. We went up to Greg's house. We've already talked because Kelly's family is not far from where Mike lives. So at some point, we're looking forward to when we go up to visit Kelly's family next time. We're going to set up a time to go play some pinball or some arcades somewhere with Mike, and I'm sure his boy will come with because he likes playing games too. But so I think it'll be a good time. And these are people we met on YouTube, and I consider some of my best friends that and we talk every day. It's a good time, and I think, unless I'm speaking out of turn, I think from time to time, like today, we got Rick's here. Champagne Room is here with us. I think from time to time we will have, if people want to come on, if there's something relevant, we can have guests come on because I think we can have, 6 or 8 people on at a time. So if we had a special guest that wants to come on the show, that's options too. So I think it's a good way to build a community around a show too.
And one thing I will say is at this time, we're still the four of us got to get together and talk on how we're going to go in the future. I'm not dictating anything, but I think what the original talk that Bart and I had about it was, I think we'll continue to simulcast and, see if we can get, if Mike and Poe want to simulcast to get theirs out there too on their channels, because nobody gets their feelings hurt. I mean, I urge people to watch it on Bart's channel. You can watch it on my channel. You can watch it on, if Mike's got a channel dedicated to his documentary. So, I haven't talked to him about that yet. So, but, it's something that if they want to do that, we can. And a matter of fact, if we have a guest on and you are a YouTuber, this new software I haven't tried it out yet, but I believe it will allow me to allow guests to stream on their channel. So if you happen to be somebody that wants to come on and want to let the show on you, we don't care. I mean, I don't think we care. Do we, Bart? We don't. I don't think we got big egos like that. We don't care.
No.
We'll share.
Yeah, half the time when I check to make sure that we went live, I'm watching it on Greg's. I don't care if you watch it, mine, Greg's, Mike's channels, Poe's channel, wherever you want to watch it. And if people come on, if you want to share it on your channel too, that's cool. If you're on the show, so. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to it and it's kind of if you've been watching our show, what Greg and I have been doing, and then Mike's been here quite a few weeks, so you guys get the gist of how we are. We're just guys that I like to think of it, instead of it being like a formal show, it's more like 4 guys who like each other and like gaming. So we just talk about stuff, and we might have some ideas of what we want to talk about, but we may or may not get to those. We might just say, hey, what about this? And Poe will say, on the way home, I stopped by the 7-Eleven and they got a new pinball machine. And then we talk about that for the whole time. It's just 4 guys. We're friends. We talk like we talk. And
I like letting the chat drive it too. There's been times Bart and I have had, I've got some things I want to share with you before we go off tonight. But if we don't get to it because people who show up and have questions, Bart's been kind of our moderator of the chat there, and he's quicker on the button. We found if we both try to do it, as he's putting somebody on, I take them off because it's a on-off button. So, so yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. It'll be an experiment. We'll see how it goes. And but I reiterate what he says. Everybody knows I love Mike to death. Bart's a great guy. We tolerate Poe, but you know he knows me well enough now. You know, I don't mind saying I retired after 28 years as a firefighter. And, you know, when you sit around the firehouse, you really got nothing to do, a bunch of guys, but dig at each other. And I'll tell you what, I think of everybody, not taking away from you and Mike there, Bart, but Poe would be a great fireman. Yeah. I think he'd be lighting more fires than he'd be putting out.
Yeah. And if anyone thinks that we get too hard on old Poe, not old Poe, I don't mess with old Poe. But if you think we're too hard, I don't think. He said in our private chat, you know, he listens to this show when he's driving to work, and he mentioned how he laughs whenever he hears one of us bust on him, because that's the way he is too. He's busting on us as much as we bust on him. So don't think we're picking on Poe just because he's not here. We pick on him when he is here too. So it's all good. Hey, Brooklyn Menace is in the house.
Hey, Brooklyn Menace.
Hey,
well,
Brooklyn.
hey, I had a couple things before we do go off tonight, and I'm going to give everybody a chance to. I'm kind of a segment guy. I'm not saying we're always going to do that, but I always like to do that final thought segment. I like to let everybody get a chance at the end to say what they. But I did have something I wanted to share tonight because we talked pinball, but and I can't share this on the screen for some reason. This is not working for me. But for those of you that are Nintendo Switch players and have the Nintendo Online expansion pack, I just thought I should announce that they have Sega. They have the old NES. They have Game Boy now. There's all kinds of stuff you can play as if you got that expansion pack online. And just came out the last couple days. Sega did put out, and some of you may be interested in this. The Nintendo Switch Online library now features Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition, Pulseman, Kid, Chameleon, and Flicky. So if any of you are looking to play those games and you have, because I tell you what, I have had that Switch and that online thing, and I've watched a YouTube video and seen somebody say they've had this game for and I look, it's dated 3 months ago, and I'm like, hell, I didn't know they had, you can play almost just all kinds of games on there. And anyway, so I just thought I'd let everybody know that. And the one that really hit my mind was there was Street Fighter 2. I'm kind of looking forward to it. And you can also play those online against your friends. So if you got, like Bart and I are friends on the Nintendo Switch thing, we can both fire it up and be thousands of miles apart and still be able to play a game of Street Fighter 2. So I just thought I'd point that out.
Okay. Yeah, I put Hollywood Polo had this question. I think he put it up earlier, but we were talking about something else too, about the FX patch. I'm not sure which system are you playing on, Hollywood Polo, because I know they're working on bug fixes all the time, but I don't know a schedule about what patches they're working on when for which system. I don't know if you've heard anything, Greg or Mike. Or Rick at Champagne Room, if you know anything about any of the FX patches. I haven't heard anything directly. So I don't know what they're working on when.
Yeah, I think a lot of that depends on what you're playing on. And I'll tell you, I think the word, I hate to say it, Steam with a wired controller bad across all the tables. Now, see, this leads into more questions. You got to know about your computer, because I know one thing, and Bart's living proof of this. You can play if FX3 plays seamlessly on your computer and FX doesn't, then you're going to need to start looking at that technical stuff that I don't know nothing about. I mean, Mike's our expert on that. He's a computer guru.
Yeah,
I know.
it's. Go ahead, Mike. Go.
Oh, I know you guys were asking me like for that test you wanted me to try out on my son's computer whether or not FX worked. So he's got a quad core AMD with a GTX 970 graphics card. The motherboard is a gigabyte or gigabit, and then RAM. He's got 16 gigs, and it was able to run FX really good. Unfortunately, I had him play Funhouse, and I don't think he's going to play Pinball anymore. But I had him try Monster Bash, and he really liked it.
Yeah, give him a good one.
Rick was talking about it made him come back. So like, no, try Monster Bash. You'll love that game. And yeah, he absolutely loves
These
it.
numbers are great to me. So look, there's Hollywood Polo. He's got a 2060 video card, 12 gigs of RAM, 16 gig system, multi-core 15 system. Wait, Mike, should that be working okay?
Oh, he's got a 2060? Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Well, my
would
son's
think-
got a 970. I know that's an older card, MSI. I know the 960. He tried messing around with that, and it was like really laggy. So I gave him my old card since I got a 980 Ti for my older computer. So, yeah, I know I was going to test my computer out if it worked for him pretty good. So I tried on performance, and then he doesn't have ray tracing, so I couldn't test that out. But it works smoothly. I mean, if you have those, the 2060 is a good card too. It should be able to run that really well.
Yeah, that's what I'm running,
Mhm.
and I'm running that older AMD quad core chip. It's a fairly old chip, and I'm running that with the 2060 in it, and I only have 8 gig of RAM because my system.
Bringing you in quick, Ed. Bringing you in quick. Don't worry. Go ahead, Bart. I'm sorry. I just letting up.
Yeah, so I can only my motherboard will only take 8 gig of RAM, and that's my weakest spot right now is the RAM, and I'm able to play it. But I'm not using a wired controller. I'm using an encoder board for my cabinet buttons and stuff. So I don't know if it has something to do with the controller because mine plays pretty good. But I also suck at pinball. So a little bit of lag, I'm not going to notice. What some people might think is a tiny bit, other people might think is a huge thing. And maybe Ed could talk a little bit about that if you want to bring him in.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, here we go, folks. You want to watch a YouTube channel that's got pinball? You want to watch a YouTube channel where you can watch pinball and learn how to play the game and play it right? You can learn to play it like our champion Rick, the Champagne Room. But if you do that, you got to watch this guy. I guess.
Hey,
There it is.
Hey,
How's everybody
Welcome,
doing?
and I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn it over to
Hey,
you, Bart, to handle it because I'm going to be 68 this year. I got to go to the bathroom.
So
Take me out of here. Take me out of here.
all right. Let me get to you. So Ed, what are your thoughts on the like flipper lag stuff? Minimal versus what's? Do you feel like that some people's minimum might be another person's unplayable when it comes to
gonna
flipper
say
lag?
that. Myself, I am not good enough for it to matter. All right, so I notice it, and some tables, within VPX alone, it varies from table to table. FX3 seems to have the least amount of lag for the tables that I play, other than the native ones on the Legends Pinball, of course. But whether it's Future Pinball, FX3, VPX, they're noticeable between each other. But even, like I said, even within VPX, certain tables seem to be affected more than others. But it's so minuscule. I use the term all the time. I am notoriously ambivalent when it comes to stuff like that. You know, if someone were to ask me, does it lag? Not really. I don't know. I don't notice any. But if someone were to hook something up, it would say, yes, it lags this amount, but it's not that big
Yeah,
a deal.
it seems like it's one of those things where people are, how do I put it? They're it's certain people, it doesn't seem to kind of notice it as much, and some people really notice it. I'm the same way. I don't really, if there's a little lag, doesn't really, I mean, I might notice it, but doesn't really bug me so much. But same thing on the Pinball FX3. I think that to me has the least amount, but I haven't played FX enough to give an opinion.
Well, FX3 is the easiest to run. It's a lot easier. You know, you don't need a very high-end system to run FX3 compared to FX. That does help. My personal experience, I've noticed the most flipper lag when I play on my AtGames Legends Gamer Pro.
Oh.
Now, those things can Bluetooth to the puck, which is even worse. But even if I wire it, I can feel a difference when I play on that. But I get used to it fairly quickly.
That's what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 balls, certainly 2 or 3 games. Once you've got a couple games under your belt, you know, I don't think it's a deal. I don't think it's a thing. And by the way, what up, Champagne Room? Big champ there, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. I first off, I want to say I don't think I've ever talked to you before on like live stream. So I love your channel and welcome back from Vegas.
Awesome, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Where'd Greg go?
Yeah.
I thought he showed up.
Yeah,
It's Greg.
He puts in the chat that we won't let him back in. He takes himself out. And then he's blaming me. I got to keep my hands up. I didn't do it. I might hit the mute button when he's talking, but I'm not going to. Yeah, no, but it is interesting, and I know what you're saying though, Ed, with the inside VPX. There are some tables, and I think they're just more graphically intense, maybe, and
sure,
you know, the computer just is having trouble keeping up, and but I don't know. I use the encoder in my cabinet. I don't have a wired controller. The only wired controller I use is my AtGames Legends Gamer Pro that I USB into the puck and play that. But and I notice it there. But
and that's because mainly I'll say this about the Legends. The Legends on Bluetooth is operated on Bluetooth, and that is the most. Now there, if you want to talk some lag, if you're not hooked into that puck on, at least now I'm not saying Ed's pinball machine. I don't know what they're like, but I think they're wired controllers anyway. That's a whole different animal. And have you ever played, Bart, using your Legends Gamer control head, using the Bluetooth mode? It sucks.
Yeah, it's very hard to play pinball. I tried it just playing, you know, like Donkey Kong, and I could feel the joystick lag. It was like, dang it. But then trying to play pinball, I could feel it there more than even wired. I can feel it a little bit, but it's like I said, I'm not good enough. I can't. I mess up whether I can. The flippers could be dead on. I'm still going to miss half my flips. But
now, same thing with. I even have company over. My sister comes over occasionally and plays. And the first time she tried it, it seems more noticeable watching her play, certainly than when I'm trying it. I mean, you could physically see her trying to catch up. But again, 1 or 2, 3 games in, she doesn't even notice it anymore. She's adjusted to it and she's acclimated herself, and it's working just fine. So, is there lag? Yeah. Is it detrimental? Not so much to me.
Yeah. And Hollywood Polo asked about the 60 megahertz TV. Should he run it 60 megahertz for? I do. I have my FXs locked at 60. Frames a second because that's what my screen is set to, and I don't know, some people, that's another thing people say with the frame rates. If you're not getting 140 frames a second, it's going to play like shit. I'm like, I can play like shit with 1,000 frames a second. Have confidence in my ability to crash a game. But I play it at 60 frames a second. I think it looks and plays great on mine. If I try to push it, it just gets worse. So that's an interesting question though when he's asking, because the 60 hertz and the 60 frames per second. I mean, if you have 100, is he asking? Do you have to put your screen down to the settings to 60 hertz if that would fix it? I wonder if that's what he's trying to ask, because maybe, yeah, I don't know.
And I have a 120 hertz screen in this, and I was kind of, because you know how they're saying you have to. They prefer the physics at 60 frames per second, not 120. So I'm guessing they probably want you to match the hertz too. So I kind of understand why he's asking that question. I guess is what I'm saying.
When I say I'm not good enough to notice, I mean, A, it's true, but B, I hear conversations of professional gamers that do street fighting and stuff, Street Fighter tournament, things like that, and they know what frame to hit the button to do their move. You know, if they do their hurricane kick or whatever at a certain frame, it's much more effective. And I'm like, that's a whole different world.
Those guys. So. Yeah, they are really picky about that in particular. Yep.
The only other thing I can say about that stuff is I do know, and I read it online, and they said turn VSync off on FX in your video settings, and I did that, and it made a huge difference. Mine was playing like crap with VSync on, so I turned off VSync. So whether or not you should have the hertz at the same frame rate and all that stuff, I don't know, but don't do the VSync to try to do that, because it's as bad as turning on ray tracing. If your computer can't handle the ray tracing, turn it off, because it's just going to ruin it. And so I turn that off. I turn off the ray tracing, and I turn off the VSync on mine. And I'm running on an older. If I could put 16 gig of RAM in my motherboard, I think I'd be golden, because that's my limiting factor. But my quad-core AMD chip running at 3.6 is doing great with the 2060 card. I watched, and when you play on Steam, you can tell it to turn on the frame rate meter up in the top corner, and it's deadlocked at 60. The whole time I'm playing, it doesn't flinch. So I can't complain, but yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, that's about all I know about all that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's way over my head. I know when I first got FX3 and I built that cabinet, I just went into the Micro Center and I told this kid, I bought one, pre-made one. I brought it home, didn't work worth a crap. You know, the guy selling the computers, he's just selling computers. But I took it back. They gave me my money back. They're pretty good about that. And I said, I went over to the parts guy and I said, what do I need to make this work? And so he actually got online and looked up on some websites about what it takes to play FX, and he just started filling a basket with parts, which was $200 cheaper than the one I bought. And then he said that for $100 they'd put it together for me, but I like a challenge, and he gave me a video of a YouTube guy that would show me how to put it together. I know when I turned that thing on the first time, though, I stood way back and pushed the button. I was waiting for you know, and when it came on, I said, holy shit, it worked. And
That's
but,
awesome.
you know, if you ask me what's in that thing, all I know is it's got 2 HDMI outs and a DV out, and it's got a whole bunch of it. And I know that if you look inside there, the video card has some little LED thing that flashes. I guess if you had a clear case, I didn't get one. It's supposed to look fancy, and it says what it is. So, and that was just before all hell broke loose on those video cards.
Yep. I was just going to ask you about that. Yep. That was before the video cards went way skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I got that same card in this PC, and you guys would have to tell me what I have to click on this computer. Is there somewhere I can click on this computer that I can tell you what that card is?
Mike?
On your cabinet?
No, on my computer I'm sitting at right now. I know that I got that same video card and put it in this computer. I got this computer from a guy and basically Frankensteined it together, and that's the only thing I added to it. Was the guy said it had a crap video card. Everything was good, so I went back to Micro Center and bought the same video card. But I couldn't tell you what it is. But if there was somewhere I could look, I could tell you.
I know, like if you right-click on your computer, I'm looking at this laptop right now. It has like graphics options. You can look in there.
Oh, on the desktop?
Yeah, so it's like a right click on your mouse, and then it'll bring up like your menus there. And then
How about NVIDIA control
Oh,
panel?
NVIDIA. Yeah, you can look in there. The NVIDIA.
Okay, I hope I don't destroy the stream when I do that. Because it says adjust size and position. I want to know what.
Yeah, there's all types of settings on there that you can play around with in there.
God, I don't want to. Oh, system information.
Yes.
It says, hello, welcome to your system. Looking in here is none of your business, you human life form.
You can also go down, Greg, you can go down into your search bar in Windows and type in device manager. And that'll pull up a window, and then about 7 or 8 things down is graphics. What is it called? Display adapters. If you
see, you're making okay. Well, this is this is a GeForce GTX 1070.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good card.
Yeah.
Is that a good card?
Yeah, it's a good card.
Okay. Okay, I'm done. That's all. I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up. I just got my curiosity up.
But that's what you're running in your cabinets too?
Yeah.
1070s? Yeah.
Nice.
It's the exact same card in this computer that's in the computer that I'm running FX on. Now, the one that I'm running FX3 on, I don't really remember what's in that because I got 3 PCs. I got this one and those 2 out there.
Yeah. Yeah, 1070 should be a pretty good card.
I saw the other day that showed FX the minimum requirements. I can't find it anymore, but you know how the minimum requirements are. Sometimes it's still not enough.
Right.
But see, I don't know those numbers from, that's like when they changed cars to how many liters. I used to have a 350 Chevy and a 396 Chevy and a 454. Now it's a 5.0 something liter. That doesn't mean nothing to me.
Yeah. That means you can bring 2.5 2-liter bottles of Coke home. If you have a 5-liter car.
Mike knows all that stuff. He's a big car guy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the only other thing I wanted to share with the audience today, just for giggles, because I know there's some people in here that are YouTubers as well, and I get questions sometimes about what do you use for your setup, and I just thought this was kind of cool because I bought one of these today. I did a video. If you notice, if you go back and watch my video of me poorly playing at Games Pinball at my bar, I'm lazy, and I got a video capture card in here. I had one at the one end of the game room, and then I wanted to play at the bar, and I knew I'd have to move that. So being a lazy old bastard, I didn't want to move the video card. I just wanted to leave it set up. So I bought another video card, and I thought people might find this interesting. Let me add this. Just if anybody's interested, now you can see the video that I did earlier today of me playing, and I think it worked great. 2804 through Amazon. So if any out there are looking, here it is, capture card. And this one even has more than the other one I paid a lot more for. It's got a, here, I got it right here. Let me get rid of that. How do I get rid of that? See, this is really an amateur show. You guys all know that by now. I can't find my mouse. I got too many screens. Yeah, this is the card itself. It even came with the USB cable, but it's got a microphone in and a headphone out.
I'll be damned.
I mean,
Really cheap.
and I ordered it at 11 o'clock today, and Amazon had it on my front porch by 4 o'clock this afternoon. So for $28.04.
That's incredible.
So just thought I'd share that. It says 4K, and that's bullshit because it's 1080 out. It allows you to put 4K in and only puts 1080. Well, what does that matter?
Yeah. What brand was that? Let me see.
It is a It is on Amazon. It says #1 bestseller. And let's see, what does it say? It is it says on here HDMI Ultra HD. What does not say a brand on here? It says made in China. I'll send you that. Here, I will share that screen one more time, Bart, and you can take a look at it, see if there's any information you want off of there. But I mean, $20.
Because all I'm getting at is you're bragging on that you ordered it today and got it today, and I pulled one up here, and if I use my Amazon Prime, they'll have it to me by Friday, April 28th.
Well, yeah, I live where people live, Bart.
Yeah. You say that like it's a good thing.
I live where there's like, well, you're right.
Yeah.
It is shit. There is shit around me, and it is shit. So I get it. Okay, I understand now.
I live where there's no people around, and I kind of think that's a benefit.
Did you get all? I'm going to take this off the screen. Is that all you needed? Okay.
Yeah, I actually found it, the same exact one.
But I mean, if you watch my video, I mean, of course it's day one, but I mean, it plugged and played. I mean, I plugged it in, used OBS. It recognized, it worked.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, because I have to move mine around. So it's unplugged from here and move it over there. And
see, I hate doing that. I got them plugged in different, and maybe Poe will watch this and get something besides that. What's he do his videos with? Doesn't he have an old Polaroid single shot camera and he just flips through them real quick?
I think so. He used a Milwaukee Best Can for his Wi-Fi antenna. I don't know how it even works at his house.
Now, Bart, you didn't have any problem finding your mouse, did you? Because Greg mentioned he couldn't find his mouse there. Maybe try holding your breath in real deep.
It's when it gets late on Sunday night, it's always got to go there, doesn't it? But see, that's why I'm wearing this is the Looney Tunes show. See, Ed's got his Digital Victory shirt on. We all need to. I'm gonna have to. Can you order those from your channel?
No, that's a great idea though. I said offer merch. Yes, merch.
Yeah,
you have to do that.
Get some merch. Yeah,
absolutely. Good call.
I want a Digital Victory shirt.
I would buy one.
I missed the boat on that one. Shoot. I'll take care of
I'm
that.
pretty sure if you can get them live on sale tonight, Greg will buy one for everyone in the chat. I'm throwing it.
If Amazon will get it to me by 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll give you till 6 o'clock. I'll buy one.
Yeah,
I bet we could make that happen.
I would buy a shirt.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can do. So before you shut things down, Greg, I just wanted to ask: did anybody go back and play Centipede again? I saw your competition, Bart and Greg, you had. On
I'm going to let Bart address that because I sent him that I think yesterday or today, and I got a little behind on stuff. And he said, "What was your comment, Bart?" You said you were going.
I said, I guess I'm going to have to shoot a Centipede video this week. So that's on my schedule for tomorrow. I'm going to shoot a video of my. It'll make Poe feel better about his score when I play because I'm pretty bad at Centipede, but. Yeah, but Mike's pretty good. Mike, you're pretty good at Centipede, right? Well, he has a Centipede
I have
game.
the arcade cabinet.
Oh, wow.
He has an actual cabinet, so he should be disqualified. We take one digit off of his score, whatever it is.
Probably rolling over.
I wish I could record off on my. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I've seen other YouTubers do it, but I don't want to break into the cabinet. But my Legends Ultimate, the stand-up cabinet. And then I've got the Legends Gamer Pro, which has a trackball in it, and then the Mini doesn't have one. But the video I shot of it, I was playing with the Gamer Pro, and the trackballs, I know they're the same thing, but I don't know if there's something I can adjust in that cabinet. In that Gamer Pro. The one in the cabinet, the Ultimate, is just a great feel to it. It just, I can really play Centipede. But that one in the Ultimate, it's like it's running over sandpaper or something. it doesn't fling like you got to play that game with a roller ball.
ALU,
Oh, yeah.
the Legends Ultimate is notorious for having shitty hardware in their trackball, and you can buy an upgrade kit. There's a person that makes it. I think they digital print it, the pieces, and I actually bought that to install. But I have a weird gamer Legends Ultimate unit, and I don't know if it's first generation or what, but the instructions that come with it don't apply to mine on how you remove the control panel. So I've never ever put in the trackball kit. It's a shim kit, they call it. But
Yeah.
everybody swears by it. They say it's a great, once you do it, the trackballs, it's a whole different ball game. Luckily, mine doesn't have too many problems and seems to work okay.
I'd be afraid to take mine apart because I'll tell you what, I have a love-hate relationship with the At Games products. Those that they got cool leaderboards, they got cool games, they got a lot of neat features. But one thing about it is it's that way with everybody though nowadays. I mean, they came over from China, and to try to if it goes belly up, you're going to be forever waiting to get parts or something to fix the thing.
Knock on wood. I know what you mean. That's why I don't really screw around with my pinball very much. People ask about internal mods I've done. No, I don't want to mess with it for that reason. If it ever did, I'm just going to gut it and use it as a skeleton to build a new virtual
cabinet.
pinball.
I'll put a little Raspberry Pi in there and call it a day. But the big thing with me is mine is already starting to do something weird, and I've asked about it, and people I don't know, but mine's doing something weird. It's just the screen quits. And I'll push that input to adjust the HDMI button. You can adjust it, and it says there's no input. Now, mind you, it's been on about an hour and a half. With nobody playing, it goes in that screensaver mode, and all I got to do is turn it off and turn it back on. But I'm just waiting for that day that I turn it back on and it doesn't come back.
Yep.
And people, well, some of their people in infamous wisdom on that Facebook page tell you, well, don't leave it on that long. Well, if you're having people over, you got an arcade room. Well, I'm sorry, I got to turn off the arcade machine. It might
That should not be a requirement of any item.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember when I got my Legends Gamer Pro, the trackball was dead. So I had contacted them, and it took a little while, but they sent me a new trackball. And so I popped it apart, put in the new trackball, same thing, dead. So they actually sent me the controller board from inside, and I had to replace the controller board inside the Gamer Pro, and that fixed it. And then they wanted me to mail back the old broken one. I never did, so they're probably pissed at me. But I don't know. They still
have to be a hardware technician.
Yeah,
do it yourself. I don't like.
They can't be too mad. They still sold me the Dr. Seuss tables at the discounted price on Owner's Day. So, but yeah, for like 6 months they kept sending me every other month. They'd send me an email. Hey, are you going to return that board? I'm like, no, I'm not going to go. Again, I live in the middle of nowhere. I have to drive to El Paso to go to a UPS or FedEx store. It's like, no, I'm not going to go do that. I can't just. So whatever, and I shouldn't have had to do it in the first place. So
that's
right size.
The accelerometer. The accelerometer went out on this arcade went up pinball. That's the first thing that went out on this. You'd be holding the ball in a flipper, and the ball would just kind of be jumping around. And arcade went up. They sent me a new accelerometer, and they wanted the old one back. Same thing. I thought that was kind of weird.
It is.
And it's a chip about this big. It's nothing. It's
right.
I got two arcade one-up products. I got the little. I couldn't believe it. I went to this place. Where did I see those at? The little barcade. It's got. I like Galaga. I got one of the little barcades. I can't believe it.
Who has the high score on that Galaga?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, your wife pinball. I forgot about that. I should have never brought that up. But I bought the thing for $50. They want over close to $250 for those things, and that thing's been kind of cool. I like it. But I bought Cheryl wanted this. My wife wanted it. That Polaroid. It didn't even say Arcade One Up on it, but it's sold by them. It's a Polaroid photo booth thing you can hang on your wall, and it's a little strip of a picture down for you to see, and you can also get the picture on your phone. It's cool as hell. But
Really?
the first two I bought were toast, and I use the word toast lightly because I have trouble trusting a company. You know what the parent company Arcade 1-Up is? Something Toaster Company.
Really? Oh, okay.
I looked it up. Huh?
I heard that they made toys before. Like I think what was it, Furbies?
Really?
Because their parent company name is like Tastemakers, and they made like I want to say was it Furbies? Was that the real popular toy in like the year 2000 or something like that? But yeah, they made.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was their first thing, but I didn't know anything about toasters. But yeah, they've got some weird history.
Well, the owner's manual on that thing and on that other deal at the very bottom and the warranty information, all that stuff, it says something Toaster Company.
I'll be
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so somebody needs to. That will be our next topic for our Sunday night 6 p.m. show. What's the real company name of Arcade 1-Up?
Yeah. See, now you said you got that $50 for that Galaga, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My big deal now, it's not turned on. It's the only machine in here. I got the 4-player Simpsons for $111.
Oh wow!
What a deal!
It's new in box in of all places. The Space Coast over there, Cocoa Beach, Florida. Went into the Walmart and they had it sitting there for $111. And
I've heard of that stuff happening. I've heard that you can walk into certain ones.
I got this Mortal Kombat was $199. I got that 2 days before up in Missouri. When I left your place, Greg, I went down to
South Missouri. I remember that.
Yeah, and they had that, and I picked that up. They had a Simpsons there for $199. I thought about it, and then a couple days later, I was in Cocoa Beach, $111. I'm like, whoo! I almost bought both of them just because they had two of them. And I was going to give one to my boy so we could play online. But he was like, I don't have any room in my house. I'm like, what are you talking about? I live in a tiny house and I have an arcade. You have a full-size house. He's like, well, we have kids. I'm like, they're small kids. You could put them under the kitchen cabinets. You got plenty of room.
So people that talk about kids do not understand. You know what duct tape was made for?
Right.
You duct tape them up and put them in a closet.
That's right.
You know what I heard about that Simpsons cabinet too is you can mod it and add I think turtles to it without changing. Oh, did you do it? You did. Oh, you did. Okay. Oh, you already did. Yeah.
And I heard there's another mod you can put a couple of other games on it too now, but I just put the turtles on it. Yeah, it takes about the longest thing is getting it out from the wall because you got to take the back off to put a thumb drive in it. But you download the files, you put the thumb drive in, hook a mouse up, click, 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 and then it just boots. When it boots, it'll ask me if I want to go into Turtles or into The Simpsons.
I like that.
And it's soft mod. Nothing else needed to be done.
But that little barcade from Arcade 1-Up, that Galaga one, that is just really a cool little barcade. But I tell you, I'd never pay that $300. I mean, one of our big game. Well, I think it's GameStop, which inevitably charges more than retail anyway. This place is nuts. Yeah. But I think they had them for $250, $300. I'm like, you're crazy. And then when I saw that, and the other thing I bought was that mini. Walmart had them for $50. That At Games Mini. And I bought 2 of those. Yeah. And gave them away.
Yeah. Which one is that?
At Games Legends Mini.
No way.
Mini. Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then watch Walmart. They had it for $49.95 free delivery.
Yeah. Wow. At the same time, didn't they have the Gamer Pro for $100? Yes.
As a matter of fact, I did. I got my Gamer Pro for $90. That's why I've got all 3. I started out with the Ultimate Cabinet, which I paid Sam's Club. I don't remember what I gave for it. It's been so long ago. But then I saw the the Gamer Pro, and I thought, oh, that'd be cool to hook up, and then I saw it on sale for Walmart 99, and then they came up with that mini for 50, and I said, hey, for 150, I got all three, for those two net completed all three of them.
What a deal.
Yeah. I was telling everyone I knew, I was like, dude, you can get these things for $50 for the small one or $100 for the 2-player model. And nobody did. I think I paid like $150 for my Gamer Pro when I got it. I found it on sale somewhere. And of course I had trackball problems, but that's, fluke, whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. If you did pay $300 for one of those bar top Galagos, you might be able to get one that doesn't have my name at the top. I'm just saying.
Now the Gamer Pro, that was the downside. The Gamer Pro was $99 and came with the pinball buttons, which were important to me. The Mini did not, and I think I had to, even though I got it for $49, I think it was $35 or $40 to get the pinball buttons.
Oh.
But, I'm really got plans. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about building me an At Games Legends pinball using the Mini. If you think about it, the Mini is just about the perfect size for like a 27-inch screen. I'll build a cabinet. Won't have back glass, but I could build a nice little.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm experimenting now with, that little 17-inch screen in my bar that I was playing on today. I was thinking, but it's too small.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as wide as the Mini, but that Mini looks like it'd be perfect size to build a cabinet around. Just throw the puck in there, and now you got yourself a. And I've got most of the games from At Games.
Yeah, it's all the same.
When I was at Greg's house and I went down to his arcade and I saw that all he had were two full-size real pinball machines and 2 full-size digital pinball machines, I thought he needs at least one more. Because, it is him and Cheryl at the house. And how are they supposed to only play 2 at a time each?
That's not right.
Hey, just one more machine you can put your high score on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one more machine for Bart to come up and put his name on it. And that's kind of a sore subject with me right now anyway, if you're wanting to poke at me, because I'll tell you what, before this show started tonight, Cheryl came down and wiped my ass all over both the Stranger Things and the Stingray. And then she had the gall to laugh about it as she went up the stairs.
Yeah. Well, her beating you at those tables, that only happens on days that end in Y, right?
Yep, that's about that's pretty much true.
Oh, good time. Good time.
Okay, guys, it's an hour and 34 minutes.
Yes.
Unless anybody's got anything big, I'm going to start with what I like to call final thoughts. We need to come up with some big final thoughts thing, But I think I'm going to let our grand prize winner, Rick, the Champagne Room, start out with any final thoughts he wants to say. You got 22.5 seconds, Rick. No, you can have as long as you want.
I just want to, first off, thank you, Greg and Bart, for hosting the tournament. Like I said, that was awesome. Made some friends here. I don't think I could have as much fun playing that alone, I'll tell you that much. And I was also going to tell you guys, I bought you guys a game on Steam, Greg and Bart. So when you guys leave, check out your Steam account. You'll find a little surprise there. So,
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I don't know. Other than that, just thanks for playing, guys. Everyone who showed up to the tournament, it was cool seeing everyone. That I was a little worried it was gonna kind of fizzle out, but it never really did. So it was a lot of fun. So thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone who showed up.
Excellent.
Well, congratulations, Rick. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn it over to our good friend Digital Victory next to see if he's got any words of wisdom for us here tonight.
Hey, I apologize for being late, first of all. Just real life stuff, but I hopped on when I could, and glad you guys are still going strong. Did just post a new video about the new Spider-Man table. It went out on VP Universe put out, and boy, I had never dug into the rules of that one before, and it's a really nice balance between being too complicated yet, or not being too complicated yet still having a lot of fun modes. Check that one out for sure. That was real nice of you, Rick, to buy them those games.
Yeah.
What'd you get them? No, I'm kidding.
I can tell.
I love your sweatshirt, by the way. I dig it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate the link as always, Greg and Bart. Thank you.
Well, you're always welcome. We love having Ed on here with us, and appreciate him coming in. He always adds some good stuff to it, and never worry about being late. We're not too polished around here, so it's not a big deal. Thanks for showing up. I think next up is my good friend Mike Seabees, the Gaming Road Warrior. Mike, lay it on us, big boy.
All right. Yeah, you remember you wanted me to test out whether or not I can play FX on the PS5 vertically. So It does work, but I'm not, I can't switch the TV vertically. I just kind of laid sideways on my couch to try to play it, and wow, that's hard. Because, gravity, because your mind's thinking it's going to drop down, and it's going. So I couldn't play it like that. But, yeah, it does work when you switch it up like that. And another thing, too, I don't know if you guys ever played High Roller on Stern. So I was kind of reading up on it, and it looks really interesting. It's like kind of a casino-based pinball game that they made. And I'm probably going to end up buying it because I saw, I wanted to get the Mustang. I'm like, oh, what's this game? And they had, High Roller. So I'm not sure if it's an older game or what. I've never heard of it, but I like games like that based on Vegas. So I'm probably going to check that out and play it as well on that when I buy the pack. So I don't know if you guys ever played that game. If it's good or what,
Where's that at, Mike? Is it on the Pinball Arcade or
on Stearns? Like if you get Stern, it comes in the pack. It comes with that game, Mustang, and a few other ones I'm not sure of. But yeah, I saw High Roller. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. So
I think I've seen that one. Yeah, I don't think I've played it, but I think I've seen it.
Yeah. And that's all I got. I mean, just that game alone is just like, I want to get that as well as the Mustang game and play it.
Well, I want to thank you for checking out the PlayStation 5 because I knew a lot of our viewers would be curious if they had a PlayStation 5 if you could play it in portrait mode. Now, I didn't expect you to lay on your side and actually play it. I just wanted to see it do that. But with that in mind, if you could do me a favor before next week, could you let me know if it'll play completely inverted? And if so, how long you were able to stand on your head while you played it inverted? So, that'd be good interest.
You might want to ask Poe to do that. I'm pretty sure he likes hanging upside down.
Yeah. Well, Poe needs to stand on his head because he needs some blood down there for some reason.
Wait, that's not how Poe has been playing this whole time?
That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot.
Well, I think Mike said that was it for him. So it's my co-star and last night for 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Well, I get my time. I'm going to turn it over to my co-star here, Bart. Bart, your turn.
Last time for 10 o'clock. Yeah. No, I just want to say thanks to everybody that participated in this tournament, and especially, congratulations, Rick, Champagne Room, for the big victory, and to having the balls to do it live with a table like Junkyard that could just be an embarrassment from the get-go. But you pulled it off. You played in a magnificent game. But everybody that was involved, like you said, we didn't really have a big drop off. We had a lot of people that played a lot of weeks, and it was a good time. And I look forward to doing another one. And of course, Ed, it's always good to see you on these streams when you can make it. And Mike, of course, we see Mike. We talk to Mike every day, but it's always good to have him on here and see him. So, looking forward to things to come. So that's about all I got.
Well, I just want to reiterate. I want to thank everybody. It's been a great run for me on Sunday nights at 10. And, I talked about just keeping my 10 o'clock spot, but I kind of wanted to move it where it was more conducive. It's going to be an experiment to see how it goes. I mean, I still could be available at 10 o'clock Sunday if it looks like the people are missing the 10 o'clock show, but I'm kind of looking forward to doing
Oh,
that fucking Bart. Anyway,
Sitting back here.
anyway, with that, sorry for the language, everybody. It's a late night. We got to watch that at 6 o'clock on Sundays, I guess. But anyway, no, I just want to thank everybody. I'm looking forward to this new endeavor with these fellas and trying to pull something off that I think will be interesting and exciting. And still hope we get the same viewers. Still hope we can get the same guests. I hope we can squeeze that in there every now and then on a Sunday night. We just enjoy it. It's been great fun. And I do, all the joking aside, Mr. Poe, God love you wherever you are. I'm telling you, he's a great guy. He's fun. And there's nothing like taking crap from a guy that can dish it out and take it just as well. So he's a great guy, and we love him. So with that being said, I'm going to say, I hope some of you stick around for the green room afterwards. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Say good night, Bart.
Good night, Bart.
Good night, Bart.
Good night, guys.
See you guys.